3 years ago, I wanted to get off hormonal birth control, so I dropped $300 on the Gen 3 Oura Ring. The promise? Body temperature measurements and sleep insights. The reality? Well, it was way better than that. I've worn this thing throughout workouts, sleep, shower, dates, family events, and by the end of this video, you'll know if Oura Ring is worth your hard-earned cash or if you should just buy stocks instead. As I was editing, I realized I didn't tell you who I was. So, hola mi gente, it's Ellie here with a wellness game changer for you. I make content about traveling, adventures, culture, and anything else I really want. So if you're down to come along for this YouTube journey with me, subscribe, hit the like button, and wait for the next video. Let's start with the price point. Gen 4 varies from $349 to $499. I have the black one, and that one cost me $349. The more expensive ones are the gold and rose gold. Before buying Gen 4, I had Gen 3, but I put it through the washer and the dryer. After I found it, it worked for a couple days, but after that, the battery stopped charging. The ring itself feels premium. Titanium construction, comfortable to wear, and very light. You get the ring, a charging dock, a cable, and access to the app. What you don't get is full access to the app, meaning you have to pay a monthly subscription if you want to get the full health insights. But let me tell you, because it's completely worth it. I'm gonna give you all the pro tips here today. The sizing kit is essential to your buy. I wore the ring they sent in the sizing kit for a couple of days, just to make sure it was comfortable before investing in the actual ring. I'm a size 8 in Oura Ring. Wearing it for a few days lets you get a full scope of the fit. If you pick the right size, it should be comfortable throughout the day. Naturally, our bodies become swollen when we get hot and go back to normal when we're cool. You want to make sure it's not too tight but not too loose under all these factors. Then, once you buy it and receive it, setup is super easy. Download the app, create a profile, and pair via Bluetooth. Here's what nobody is warning you about. You need patience. The first couple of weeks and especially months if you're syncing to natural cycles and using it as a birth control. You might want to constantly check your data or be hyper aware of wearing a ring. At the beginning, you really have to take a step back, let the data sync, and let the algorithm get to know you. Let's talk about what Oura does best, sleep tracking. The thing is very accurate. It tracks your sleep stages, knows when you actually fall asleep versus when you get into bed, and the sleep score algorithm is genuinely helpful. But this is also where you have to be careful and listen to your body. There's been days where I only slept 6 hours, but feel pretty energized when I wake up. But because checking the Oura app first thing in the morning is a habit, and I see I haven't gotten 8 hours of sleep, I go back to bed. And then I end up feeling groggish. Groggish? Sluggish. I don't know if that's a word. Either way, I don't feel as good as I did when I woke up when I only had 6 hours. So my advice, always listen to your body and then the data. I acquired it because I felt I was having really bad insomnia, and then when I woke up, I still felt tired. When they came out with this natural cycles integration, it was a no-brainer for me. I was already using natural cycles and measuring my temperature manually. The Oura Ring helped me figure out I was mostly getting light sleep and moving a lot in bed. So I made some adjustments to my routine. Now I get much better sleep and my sleep score is consistent. But here's the game changer. It doesn't just tell you what happened, it tells you why. Had a bad sleep score? It shows you exactly what stages were disrupted and might have caused it, especially if you add tags. For example, you had a heavy meal or were stressed the night before. Now let's move into temperature tracking. This is where it earned its place on my finger. The temperature sensor caught my last cold before I had symptoms. It told me I'm having minor signs of strain and then boom, I'm sick. It's not medical advice, but it's helpful as an early warning system so you can get ahead of whatever your immune system is trying to fight off. But most importantly, people are shocked when I tell them this is my birth control. It takes my temperature every morning as soon as I wake up and syncs to my Natural Cycles app. Now, if you've never heard of Natural Cycles, girl, let me put you on. The science behind how Natural Cycle detects ovulation is based on tracking your basal body temperature, which is your body's lowest resting temperature, taken first thing in the morning. During and after ovulation, the hormone progesterone rises significantly, which causes a slight but noticeable increase in basal body temperature, usually around 0.5 to 1 degree Fahrenheit. consistently recording your temperature each day, the app's algorithm can detect this temperature shift and confirm that ovulation has occurred. Over time, by analyzing this pattern along with your cycle history, the app becomes more accurate at predicting your fertile window. This hormone-driven temperature change is a natural and reliable indicator of fertility when tracked properly. Now, don't come for me because I am not a medical professional. This is what has worked for me and how I was able to understand the science behind it. So, for many months, I was sticking a thermometer in my mouth every time I woke up first thing in the morning, but sometimes I would forget. I'm late for work, I'm in a rush, etc., and it makes the app less reliable and gives you more red days. The Oura Ring gave me 50% more green days than measuring manually. Natural Cycles does have a subscription fee, but you can get 20% off with my link below. The Oura Ring also measures steps, HRV, stress levels, calories, activity scores, and even glucose. If you're not familiar with HRV, it measures your nervous system recovery. Higher HRV generally means better recovery. The Oura Ring taught me that my 4 to 5 hours of sleep with naps during the day were destroying my workout performance. Even though you might want to make excuses, the data doesn't lie. And talking about excuses, you might be like, why would I need to monitor my glucose if I'm not diabetic? Well, I'm here to tell you that constant blood sugar spikes can lead to insulin resistance, which promotes fat storage, especially around the belly, which none of us want. And I am the queen of excuses, okay? Porque desde chiquita me dicen, las excusas son para quien las da, no para quien las recibe. The Oura Ring and Stello integration just launched, and now you can do even more biohacking. This has especially helped me with accountability during some binge eating periods I've gone through. If you want more information on this, click that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you can keep track of my next videos. I'll be explaining it in full detail of how it works and if it's worth your money. But here's my absolute favorite feature that nobody is talking about: the AI advisor. This isn't just another chatbot throwing generic health tips at you. The AI advisor actually analyzes your specific data patterns and gives you personalized recommendations. For example, these are some of the conversations I've had with my advisor. The AI catches things like, hey, your sleep quality drops every time you eat late dinner, or your readiness scores are highest when you get morning sunlight within an hour of waking. It's like having a personal health coach that actually knows your body patterns instead of having to Google search things and it being answered by WebMD. We're all guilty. The recommendations are specific, actionable, and based on months of your actual data. This feature alone justifies the subscription fee for me. It's the difference between just collecting data and actually understanding what your body is telling you. Here comes the things that people might not like. For example, the $7 subscription fee. Without it, you lose most insights and historical data. It's the reason many people don't like Oura, and I get it. My boyfriend also has an Oura Ring, and his battery stopped functioning a couple weeks after purchase. This can happen. Manufacturing defects are real. But Oura made it right and sent him a new one. The next thing I did not think was going to happen to me: data overwhelm. Too much data can be paralyzing. I started obsessing over my scores and letting them dictate how I felt for a period of time. You need to be conscious and aware of your mind and body, even though you have these biosensors telling you how you're supposed to feel. The app also has social features that can make one competitive about recovery scores. Is it healthy competition or anxiety-inducing competition? Well, that depends on your personality. And lastly, let's talk about battery life. Aura claims that you have a 7 to 8 day battery life, but mine honestly never lasts that long. Mine lasts around 4 to 5 days, which is enough for me. I still think it's a pretty good battery life, but there is no backup battery. If you forget to charge your ring, you lose that data and it's gone forever. So what's the final verdict? Buy the Oura Ring if you're serious about getting off hormonal birth control. Sleep activity and optimization are a plus. Also, if you're interested in health tracking or you're already into biohacking, it's a great addition. It's also great if you hate wearing watches and want some health insights. Personally, I could never wear my watch to bed, and it's even hard for me to wear it during the day. I'd especially recommend it for people with inconsistent sleep schedules, shift workers, new parents, frequent travelers. The ring adapts to your patterns instead of boxing you into a generic standard. Don't buy this if you can't stomach the subscription, or if you're hoping for medical grade insights. Also skip it if you think you'll become too obsessed with the data. It happens to more people than you think. So that's it for today. I'm getting destroyed by mosquitoes. That's my honest take on the Oura Ring after 3 years of real world use. If this helped you in any way, click that like button and subscribe if you want to keep track of more fun wellness content. Also drop a comment if you have any questions. And if you do decide to buy an Oura Ring, remember, go to the link in the description to get 10% off. There's also a link to Natural Cycles that gets you 20% off your annual subscription. See you in the next one.